Hello, welcome to our channel Renewable India and Namaste. As a trusted name in the leading lending space, Credit Fair is committed to providing access to affordable credit to underserved communities across India. The company has successfully obtained its NBFC registration from the Reserve Bank of India, enabling it to operate as a non-banking financial company. With a focus on innovation and customer centric, Mr. Aditya Damani, founder and CEO of Credit Fair, a company dedicated to providing access to credit to the underbanked population. With decades of experience in the financial industry, Mr. Damani has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the challenges faced by those with limited financial resources. We have Mr. Vikas Agarwal, the co-founder and the chief business officer of Credit Fair, joining us for an interview. With years of experience in the financial industry, Mr. Agarwal has played a pivot role in driving the growth and the success of Credit Fair, a leading online lender that provides access to affordable credit to underserved communities. Credit Fair is leveraging technology to make the lending process simpler, faster, and more accessible for millions of people. Through its user-friendly platform and personalized approach, Credit Fair is empowering individuals to achieve their financial goals and realize their dreams. Welcome, Mr. Agarwal. Welcome, Mr. Damani, with us. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you for having us.
Great.
Thank you
So,
for having me.
great. Mr. Damani, I will start with you. Please tell us something about how you started Credit Fair and what was your, like motive behind it, and what was the factors which keeps you motivated to run this company.
Thank you. So I've been in financial services throughout my career. I started out my career advising large pension funds, large asset management companies on improving their returns, on maximizing the returns that they can earn in the financial markets. And over time, I realized that I'm more driven by impact. So was more keen on figuring out how I can impact, how can I help a larger number of people improve their finances as compared to a few select people earn a lot more money. So that was the driving factor for me, and that was a big motivation behind starting Credit Fair, so that we can provide fair finance for every Indian. We can help millions of Indians rise up the credit ladder, get access to the right amount of credit at the right cost and the right time. In addition, now we are also motivated by helping millions of Indians climb up the wealth ladder. So, as I mentioned, I was helping large pension funds, large foundations earn more money on their investments. So, I think why not have every Indian get access to similar strategies where they can maximize their wealth as well. So that's what keeps us going right now.
Great. As a founder and the CEO of Credit Fair, what are the company's key goals and objectives for next 5 years, keeping in the view the sustainability factor for the country's policy?
Right. So like I mentioned, the next 5 years we would want to help over a million Indians get access to the right amount of credit, as well as get access to better wealth creation opportunities. Ultimately, using the right customer experience with technology, with the right data analytics, how can we help underwrite people who are ignored by traditional financiers, traditional banks or large NBFCs, as well as advise a retail investor how they can maximize their savings and investments. So overall, we would want to, if I put it more in terms of rupees or dollars, would want to facilitate over 15,000 crores of credit in the next 5 years. Nearly $2 billion or more of credit to be facilitated by us, and maybe help retail investors manage at least 1 billion. I mean, accumulate over $1 billion of savings for retail investors and help them maximize that. So those would be the twin goals for us. and do it all in a way that the spending as well as the saving is in a sustainable manner. Coming more on a triple bottom line company, where I think we're very lucky and fortunate to have that opportunity, where we can deliver uh, a financial impact for our consumers. We can impact the environment as well, because we are keen to do more of green finance. So whether it's rooftop solar, whether it's electricity, electric vehicles, maybe in the future it could be water projects as well that we could finance in the future. So by financing these use cases, which can help the environment as well, help the in electricity savings, in fuel savings for our borrowers, and ultimately do it in a sustainable way so that we can also generate profits for our shareholders. We think that is a very unique position we're in, and that's the triple bottom line objective and sustainability that we have.
Okay, that is great. Mr. Agrawal, thank you for joining us. Could you share the inspiration behind Credit Fair's focus on sustainable finance and how it aligns with the company's overall mission and values?
Yeah, hi Lokesh. Thanks for having me here. So first of all, we need to understand the sustainability before finance. So sustainability is something what we wanted to create a long-lasting impact around ecosystem. And our India has always been a duty-based society where we have our responsibility and duties for our family, for our society, for our country, and for our environment also. So, as a conscious citizen and as an organization, we also should contribute for the larger and long-lasting impacts. And you can see there are issues of the global warmings and electricity transmission issues are there. Coal and diesel utilization is happening, and the pollution is resulted, and the farmers don't have electricity. So to reduce the carbon footprint and to create a long-lasting impact around ecosystem, we have started with sustainable finance as a fintech lending platform for alternate green energy.
I agreed with that. The sustainability is the need of the hour, and thank you for having the plans for the lending the loans for the companies who are in the sustainability development. So, Mr. Damani, I would ask next question from you. How does the Credit Fair plan to leverage technology and innovation to stay ahead of the curve in the ever-changing financial industry?
Right. Thank you for that question. So the way we look at ourselves, we are a fintech, we are a digital first lender, and we have built our own technology from the ground up since we started nearly 5 years ago. So the way we leverage technology and we look to stay ahead of the curve, it's about customer experience. So it's not just about having an app, but it is about providing the right features which are very customer friendly, providing a customer journey which is very easy, ensuring that data is captured and used in such a way that we can make a very quick decision, but we are not compromising the the convenience or the privacy of a customer. So the way we plan to use technology is a on the origination side, that is how do we attract a customer. We are integrating more and more with our partners who share leads with us. So our partners are service providers. Like let's say the example of a rooftop solar provider, Tata Solar is a partner for us. So we will look to integrate more into their systems so that the data and the lead can flow to us in a very seamless and easy way. We're looking to develop better technology on retention and engagement of the borrowers as well as investors. So, how can our technology, how can our app uh, enable a very easy engagement, make their life simple in terms of applying as well as repaying, give them tips on how they can, maximize their savings, how can they reduce their interest costs. So, those are the sort of engagement and retention technologies we're building. On the risk management side, improving our data analytics and using machine learning and AI to have a better underwriting of new to credit borrowers. since India has nearly 500 million Indians as per us who are still to get access to credit, or get enough access to credit as they are deserving. And we think the availability of data has increased, but using the data in the right way still, not many lenders have cracked that. And finally, using technology on the green energy side and sustainable finance. The good thing about a rooftop solar or a EV or a lot of these new products and innovations is that they are all generating a lot of data, and we can use that for our risk management. We can use that to better estimate the amount of savings that are being generated, and that savings in turn helps us, give a better amount of credit to the deserving borrower. So the four factors, again, I would like to summarize is origination, retention, risk management, as well as facilitating green energy and being an expert in that field. We expect to leverage technology for all these aspects.
Definitely, the technology will make a huge impact as well. If we are talking about risk management as well as how the sustainability financing is in the talks. Mr. Agrawal, what are some of the key sustainable financial initiatives that Credit Fair is currently undertaking, and what impact do you hope that they will have on the environment and the society?
Like credit fair is in the market, you can see like a sustainable finance covers like EV financing also, and solar rooftop financing also, and a few other sort of financing. Out of that, we have started with solar rooftop financing. In that, we are working for financing to residential, single household, MSMEs, and household properties up to 100 kilowatt capacity. And we have the digital journey where we are onboarding first merchant, and then through them we are onboarding the consumers, and then all the process are digitally, like disbursements and everything is done through the digital process only. Till now, we have almost electrified more than 1,000 roofs, and we have plans to electrify more than 30,000 roofs, and 1 lakh kilowatt by 2025 in next 2 years. And it's impacting environment also and society also, in terms of like in rural areas where like diesel utilization is reduced and positive impact is coming, and there is saving of to the individuals electricity savings, and there is a saving to MSMEs also, and they are also creating the assets around that, solar assets around that, and also the additional incomes to the installers and EPC merchants in particular category. So overall, the impact on the society and environment is coming through our this initiative of solar rooftop panel financing.
That is great, Mr. Agrawal. But can you also help me understand how does Credit Fair balance its commitment to the sustainable finance with its goal of delivering financial services that are accessible, affordable, and convenient for all the customers?
Yeah, so first I will start with accessible. So this is like for bottom of pyramid, you can say MSMEs of the rural areas of India we are serving, and also the two individuals of Pan India we are serving. So this is like in the rural areas, you can see the atta chakki, floor mills, and also to oil expellers, these rural areas MSMEs we are serving. So so accessibility for all the pan Indian consumers are available, and also we might start later on with the solar pumps for financing for the farmers, and for accessibility we have also done tie-up with the Global Energy Alliance for People and Planet. That is also doing the impact. Through solar they wanted to create affordable, like we are providing the low cost and no cost EMIs to these consumers, and in no cost EMIs, no interest is charged to the borrower. They will have to pay only the principal amount in terms of EMI, and that is also like equal to electricity savings, and flexible tenures we have up to 60 months. And also there is like subsidy by the government of India up to 3 kilowatt you can get up to 40% of subsidy, and and up to 10 kilowatt you can get 20% subsidy. And now it's in housing societies also up to 500 kilowatt you can get subsidy. So it's affordable and convenient. Yeah, it's like we have the digital journey, and where all the user experiences through all the sanction disbursement, everything to the digital journey. And also the feet on the street we have to assist the borrowers and the merchants, so it's convenient also. So in all these terms we are like committed for the I mean sustainable finance, for the goal of delivering financial services.
Okay, thank you for answering that. Mr. Damani, next question is to you. What are some of the major challenges you see in the industry, and how is Credit Fair planning to address them?
Right. So I think one challenge which is clear is there are haves and have-nots. So there is a small section of society which has a lot of access to all the best loans, the best investment options, and there is a large number of Indians who are not getting access to the right to that. And yeah, so that is the core mission of Credit Fair, to bridge that gap. I think as a operator, we face issues in terms of low cost of funds. Being a smaller NBFC, being a smaller fintech company, getting access to the right cost of funds is not easy, especially given the current scenario where interest rates are rising, liquidity is a bit tighter. So the way we are addressing that is, by doing more partnerships with development finance, development funds and NGOs, and then accordingly reaching out to the right places who are looking to incentivize sustainable finance, who are looking to incentivize a greener India, and working on those partnerships. Finally, there is challenges that could be there based on the regulatory environment, and where the more clarity that we can get on digital lending regulations. So of course that will also help make things easier, and that will again ease the flow of funds to companies like us and to our sector.
Okay, my next question is related to that only. The electric vehicle industry is experiencing rapid growth. What is actually your strategy for capitalizing this this trend actually? Because if you see everywhere, we talk about electric vehicles, mobility, everything. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yes. So we actually have been closely tracking this sector. We, in fact, gave our first loan for EV purchases back in 2019. So it's been 4 years since we have been closely tracking this space. Very happy to see the growth, especially in the last year or so. And we think it's only going to accelerate further. So the way Credit Fair would like to capitalize on this trend in the future is, by growing our presence in more locations. Right now, we are a bit of a lean team. We are more, our feet on street are more in metros. So as we go more into the tier 2, tier 3 cities with our own physical presence in terms of our feet on street, in addition to having a very strong technology to underwrite and onboard the borrowers for electric vehicles, we think that's how we will be able to grow, and hopefully we'll be able to about 15-20% of our loans will become from the EV segment in the coming 2-3 years.
That is amazing. I'm sure that as the industry is growing, your company will also get benefited, and you will also get help all the kind of these new companies coming in the EV section. So,
Right.
Mr. Agrawal, you have recently announced a new initiative to provide financing for solar rooftops. Can you please tell us more about this program and how it fits into your broader strategy for sustainable finance?
Yeah, so solar rooftop we have already started in back in May 2022, and from last 1 year we are working on aggressively on it. And in recently we have onboarded Tata Power Solar also with us, and for to connect with their channel partners, and also to have the last mile connectivity. So where we first onboarding the merchants, and then through them we would be financing to the end consumers, and it will help us to electrifying 30,000 plus roofs, what we have planned for next 2 years, and will be achieving our 400 crore AUM by March 25, what we are planned. And by that also we will be doing more tie-ups with the OEMs and the impact lenders also. And these impact lenders, now in global impact lenders are coming in this green energy segment. And so we would be creating the larger impact by cheaper cost of funds and by these new types like Tata Power Solar.
That's great. That's great, truly great. So, Mr. Damani, earlier you talked about the industry, EV industry. I just, wanted to add few more things into that. How does Credit Fair plan to address the unique financing needs of customers in the EV industry?
Okay. So, for EV, the way to think about it is, A, it's a whole new product, although it is a two-wheeler or a three-wheeler or a four-wheeler. Our focus will be more on two-wheelers, three-wheelers. And it is very different from a typical vehicle, which is based on petrol or diesel. So the way to think about the asset itself is different. There's a lot more data that this asset generates, and we will use it in a way that addresses the concerns of the unique needs of the customers in the industry, as you mentioned. So, sorry. So, A, we will build a very seamless technology. We are building rather for onboarding a customer who's looking to purchase a EV. They can simply scan a QR code and then be able to complete the purchase process. Secondly, we will look at having a very customized approach for someone who's buying a EV for their own personal use versus a commercial use. So let's say, for example, if someone is a Zomato or Swiggy driver, then we will also look at integrating with Zomato and Swiggy and collecting from a small part of their earnings, so that it becomes very easy for them. It becomes very affordable for them to buy a EV, because because of the loan, it will be a low amount they have to put upfront, and the collections will keep coming in based on how much their income is growing or falling, based on the EV. So those are that's just one example where in a commercial setting, we'll have a different approach. In an individual setting, we'll have a different approach, and all the while we will also look at sharing the data that is collected on the usage of the vehicle with the customers, so that they can also be better educated about the benefits that they are getting from EV, and in turn the benefits of having taken the loan from us.
Indeed, it's a very interesting concept that you had talked about, and as well as very convenient for the people who are, trying to apply loans for their vehicles, especially electric vehicles. Uh, but in your opinion, what role do see you playing in the future for the EV industry? How do you plan to, position the company to achieve that?
Right. So, ultimately, whether it's a EV or a solar, how are we helping improve the financial livelihood of Indians, right? We think, like I mentioned, the example of a commercial vehicle owner, where their livelihood will depend on getting access to EV. And we think the access will really depend on availability of credit. So, typically, we think about 60 to 70% of EVs will be sold on credit, on loans. So there's a very large part that Credit Fair can play because of this opportunity. And we would want to finance, hopefully 5 lakh or more Indians over the next few years to get access to an EV, so that they can get a better earning and they can improve their livelihood, and in turn, of course, also reduce the carbon footprint of themselves and the carbon emissions from India. So yeah, we are looking at Credit Fair, where we can help around 5 lakh Indians, get access to EV, and then accordingly, if you see the multiplication on the diesel and petrol cost saved, that is something very substantial. That would be in hundreds of crores.
Definitely agreed to that. Mr. Agrawal, next question is from you. Looking ahead, what are some of the key trends and developments that you see in the sustainable financial space? How do you think that credit fair can stay ahead of the curve?
Right. So now there is like buzzwords like climate tech, clean tech evolving, battery manufacturing. I mean, lithium-ion battery has manufacturing started, and financing around EV and solar has started. Like, and key trends may we can see like government is pushing for the green initiatives. Subsidies for solar has been extended up to 2026 financial year, and it has been increased to 500 kilowatt. And OEMs like Tata Power are aggressively supporting the cause, and like global organizations like Global Energy Alliance for People and Planet, they are coming ahead and giving the guarantees to the lenders also for the financing, and impact global funds are also coming ahead for the easy access of the funds. So many trends and initiatives are going on. If we talk on the numbers, there was around target of 100 gigawatt by 2022, but we could achieve up to 62 gigawatt, and by we are planning as a India 300 gigawatt by 2030. And in rooftop solar only, there is a market of $20 billion. Out of that, residential market is roughly $5 billion, and so you can electrify by 2030 roughly 60 lakhs MSMEs, and roughly 50 lakhs residential houses. And so yeah, I mean, so our target is like to be part of this journey, and in next 2 years we can capture less than 1%, even 0.25% also, we can achieve our target of having whatever the loan book we have planning. And other than rooftop solar, we also can start, as I mentioned, solar cooker, solar pumps, and battery financing. And
That is great. Indeed, I'm sure that you will achieve all the targets you have set for your company. So before we conclude this interview, I ask the final question to both of you. If you can share any upcoming initiative or the projects that Credit Fair has planned in the near future, either in the sustainable finance spaces or any other area of the business.
Okay.
uh,
So, yeah, we are looking the projects right now. There's a singular focus on rooftop solar currently in the very short term, and in 6 months we think we will focus a lot more on EV as well. Within rooftop solar, we have already looked at how we can. Earlier, we were only doing residential. Now, there's a lot more we're doing on the micro SME side as well. So, from being a lender which was mostly catering to the urban Indians, now we are really looking to expand much more on the rural side. So, whether it's someone a farmer with the atta chakki, helping them go green, or like I gave examples of Uber, Swiggy drivers, helping them go green, but also generate a good income, and while saving on fuel cost. So these are the sort of initiatives we're doing, and on the back end, there's actually a lot that goes, which would be mostly on the credit policy, which would be on the data and monitoring, like I mentioned. So there's a lot of things happening with the tech and product aspects behind the scenes, where someone as simply can just do a QR code, enter their PAN, Aadhaar, and instantly know what they're eligible for. So a lot of these initiatives on the back end to make the life easy, and access of credit and that money flow go for the right causes, as we feel, which is on the renewable side.
This is
Vikas,
great.
please add.
Yeah, I mean, as earlier mentioned, that in solar also we can start few more products like solar pumps financing, and solar cooker financing to by replacing the cylinders in the rural areas, that we can start. And then other areas like other than solar and EV, We are already creating the impact through our upskilling education financing and also through our IVF financing. In upskilling education, we have already financed more than 15,000 students till now, and we are planning roughly 50,000 students in coming next 2 to 3 years. And also, we have financed 500 IVF couples who have got that financed by us. So that is what other impacts we are creating other than solar and EV.
Indeed, that's a very impactful set of portfolio you have, and I'm sure that whatever targets you have in mind, you will achieve that. Thank you so much, Mr. Damni. Thank you so much, Mr. Agrawal, for being with us today. We conclude this interview right now, and see you next soon next time. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Lokesh.
Welcome.
Thank you.